This is the eHealth Radio Network, your source for health advice on demand. And now your host, Eric Michaels.
Thanks for joining us once again here on the eHealth Radio Network. This is your host, Eric Michaels. Today we're visiting with Mr. Michael Bell, the founder and CEO of Manukora, that sources potent raw Manuka honey from the remote regions of New Zealand and finds new ways to use it. And Mr. Bell, thanks for joining us here today on eHealth Radio.
Thanks, Eric. Awesome to be here.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you on and looking forward to hearing all the details. So tell us, where does Manukora Manuka honey actually come from? Get into some of the highlights and details there.
Cool. Well, Manukora sources its Manuka honey from the most remote regions of New Zealand. New Zealand is down at the bottom of the world, but we go to extra lengths to ensure that our beehives are placed deep within the Manuka forest and in an area known as the Golden Triangle, which stretches from our East Cape across to Taranaki and up into the far north of the country. The location of our beehives is really, really important as to the quality of the product. Obviously, producing a health product like Manuka, the purity and the activity of the product is very important, but also, being clear of any human interruption, pesticides, GMOs is very, very important also. So, if we could have you down here at the moment, Eric, it would be a long truck ride, sometimes followed by a hike into the bush just to find these beehives that are producing this liquid gold.
I got to tell you, it's quite intriguing and interesting, the location of where Manuka honey and the source is coming from. Pretty awesome there from New Zealand. What are the benefits of Manuka honey? What makes it so great?
Awesome, yeah. So, Manuka honey is a natural health product that's been growing rapidly over the last decade or two, and it has actually been used for a lot longer than that by our native people here in New Zealand, the Maori population. They had used the Manuka bark in a lot of traditional medicines, and it wasn't until the late 90s or the early 2000s where the global market started to understand the benefits of Manuka, and really it's been picked up for its antibacterial activity. It's been proven to kill antibiotic-resistant bacteria such as MRSA or Staphylococcus, in which a lot of man-made antibiotics haven't been able to do so. And there's a lot of emerging science on some of the other active compounds in Manuka from an anti-inflammatory point of view or other functionality. So we're still learning a lot about this amazing product.
Sounds like a host of reasons to tap into Manuka honey, no doubt there. And how can you actually use Manuka honey? I'm sure there's various and creative ways to use it.
Cool, yeah. It's a very, as I just mentioned, it's a very diverse health product. So it comes in the form of a honey. I suppose a lot of people listening to this will be familiar with honey. Honey's a big product in the US, but it's very different in its sensory experience. It's a lot darker and thicker and has a beautiful aroma and consistency. So a lot of people will take Manuka honey directly from the spoon. It's a beautiful way to consume a natural health product, and it's an experience in itself. But we also have, outside of taking directly from the spoon, we also have a lot of customers that will mix a spoonful into a beverage of their choice, whether that be a hot tea or coffee or sometimes even into a smoothie. And then we have a lot of customers using it topically, so, making DIY skincare masks or popping it on a cut or abrasion. It's crazy to see how that can work for some people. And then some of the more wacky uses are, which we also experiment with ourselves, is Manuka for your pets, little cups and bothers, but you just got to make sure that they don't lick it all off straight away.
Certainly sounds delicious, and one way I'd be using it is on cereal, some good healthy cereal, that is. Today we're with Mr. Michael Bell, the founder and CEO of Manukora, that sources potent raw Manuka honey from the remote regions of New Zealand and finds new ways to use it. He just shared some of those with us here on eHealth Radio's Health News and Nutrition channels, a part of the eHealth Radio Network. Now, Mr. Bell, continuing on, how do you ensure ingredients and natural supplements are safe?
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the question. So obviously we come from the Manuka honey space, and we're deeply rooted in that. And there have been a lot of questions from our customer base in the last few years as to the authenticity of such a high-value natural health product. So we've put a lot of work into a traceability system which takes customers right back to the very hive the product was harvested, right through the supply chain. We provide test results for the key active compounds in our product. And I guess through this learning, we've started to explore further into the natural health space, and we've really come to understand that this is relevant for other products and other active ingredients. So I think the space now is very much trending towards transparency in the supply chain, and brands doing more than just saying that. Brands really opening up and showing where the products come from, test results down to a batch or specific product level to prove the efficacy of the active compounds that companies are making claims from.
Also, I'd be curious, what do most people not realize about the benefits of plant-based health products?
Yeah, cool. So, as I said, with the Manuka Honey space has really led us down this journey of natural living, plant-based living, and I suppose the number one thing is really trying to get your lifestyle on track from a basics point of view, so looking after yourself with good nutrition, good hydration, less processed food, and really trying to manage your headspace as well. And I suppose on top of that, you can start to get really dialed as to how you're supplementing or what foods and natural products you're consuming. So I think a lot of people dive straight into, the buzz products without understanding if that specific product is correct for them, or even if it is that product authentic or effective for what they're after.
Mr. Bell, certainly some great information shared here today, and really appreciate your introducing Manukora to the audience. Before you go in conclusion, any closing thoughts, a takeaway, a tip, or anything else you'd like to share as we conclude today?
Look, Eric, it's great to be on the show. We're super passionate about this amazing liquid gold down from New Zealand. We are super passionate about educating customers in the US about all of the benefits, and appreciate spreading the word on the show. We're really entering a new stage now where we're delivering Manuka Honey in some new formats and using the product as a natural delivery system for further supplementation. So keep your eyes out, and we've got some cool stuff coming in the supplement space.
Mr. Bell, we can't thank you enough for what you do in the space out there in New Zealand, and for joining us here today on the program. If listeners wanted to tap into Manukora and to get more information online, where's the best place to do so?
Well, the first place is our website, Manukora.com, but we're also available on Amazon and plenty of your favourite retailers down the West Coast, and soon to be further inland. In terms of Manuka Honey, there's a lot of literature online, and we'd encourage you to read up further. It's an amazing product.
And fantastic on that. And again, folks, it is Manukora.com. And of course, we will leave a link within the show notes of this broadcast to further aid as well. Again, Mr. Bell, all the best. Thanks for spending a moment with us here today on eHealth Radio.
Thanks for having us, Eric. Awesome.
It certainly was our pleasure. We've been speaking with Mr. Michael Bell, the founder and CEO of Manukora, that sources potent raw Manuka honey from the remote regions of New Zealand and finds new ways to use it. And for more information and to purchase, visit Manukora.com. And again, this has been your host, Eric Michaels, and we do thank you for your continued support of the eHealth Radio Network. Join us again soon for another episode that will help further expand your knowledge on those things that are important to your health and wellness. For more eHealth Radio reports, we invite you to visit our main radio channel site at eHealthRadioNetwork.com. And as always, we do thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in to the eHealth Radio Network. For more information or to subscribe to this podcast, visit eHealthRadioNetwork.com.